Welcome to Cigar Reviews and Such. As you can see, I'm in Cigars International Lounge in Bethlehem, PA, smoking the Oliva Serie V. It's a Toro, a 6x54. Just moistening it up before I use my V cutter to cut it to help not have a crack. And now I like to do a dry draw, which simply means drawing it in to get the flavor of the cigar before you light it. It also gives you a chance to see. I'm going to light it up now. I'm going to toast it first. When you dry draw, you also get an opportunity to feel if it's too tight. And sadly, this one was a little tight, but I got through it. Actually, after the video, I used my poker and opened it up a little bit, and it was a little better. Typically, Olivas are very consistent. Good draw. I'm going to do a little rotation of the cigar as you toast it, and now we'll light it up. For those of you that have watched a few of my videos, you know that I actually did a review of this particular cigar a few videos back, and this time we're going to do something a little special in the world of cigars, and that is I'm going to have a little long ash competition. And as you probably noticed, I'm the only contestant, so there's a good chance if you're a betting man, I would put all your money on me for this one. Consider that a word to the wise. So basically, my goal in the long ash is to see how long I can keep that ash going on my cigar. Typically, you will tap your ash off your cigar between a half inch to an inch. Oh, yeah, as you can see, like I mentioned, I was having a little tough time with the draw, so I did a double V cut. Kind of gives it a cross or a diamond look, and that did open it up a little bit. But like I said, I did have to give it a little poke. So since I've done a review of this blend already, we'll spend a little time talking about what the Oliva factory website says about this blend, and we'll also look at some of the scores that it received from the many cigar review companies out there, magazines and websites. We'll talk about the many different sizes that you can get this Oliva Serie V in. I'll let you know some of my favorites, whether I've smoked them or not. I do have favorite sizes that I tend to go to, and hopefully we'll get you a little information on this while this long ash is developing. Hope you enjoy. You'll see me throughout the video greeting folks that come in. Every once in a while someone will come into this area. I happened to get there when there was no one around, and so set my phone up and so that you get a chance to experience the cigar with me to a certain extent. So the Serie V has several sizes that you can find it in. According to the Oliva website, it's a complex blend of Nicaraguan long filler tobaccos, blended, specially fermented with Jalapa Valley Ligero. Ligero is typically a darker seed tobacco or darker leaf tobacco, and it's finished with high priming sun-grown wrapper. High priming again, meaning that a very rich sun-grown wrapper. According to Oliva, it's a flavorful blend that exhibits complex tobacco with rich coffee and dark chocolate tones. A subtle and well-balanced spice is present throughout, and I can certainly attest to that. Although the binder and the filler are, as stated, Nicaraguan, the wrapper is an Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper. Of course, it comes in a Churchill. Cigar Snob rated the Churchill 93. It's a 7x52 ring gauge. It comes in a Lancero. The Lancero is it's just as long as a Churchill, but it is a 38 ring gauge. And Cigar Aficionado actually gave that Lancero a 94. When the cigar has a thinner ring gauge, typically you get to taste the wrapper a little bit more. It comes in a 6x60 Special V Figurado. So Figurado is any shape that's different than the typical shape of a cigar, but it's also this particular Figurado has a torpedo top and then more of a closed foot. And again, that will give you a little more of the flavor of the cigar. That got a 90 rating. It comes in a 6x60 double Toro. In 2012, it was called the finest cigar of the year by Cigar Journal. It comes in a 6x56 torpedo. So 6x56 is more of a Toro size, but definitely more of a Gordo size, I should say. And Cigar Aficionado said that this cigar was the best cigar of the year for 2007. Comes in a Bellicoso. That's a 5x54, so more of the length of a Robusto, but it has the tapered top. And again, we already stated best cigar of the year 2012. The 5x54 double Robusto got best cigar of the year in 2008 Cigar Aficionado. And the 4x43, which is a number 4, kind of a shorter Corona, got a 93 from Cigar Snob. So that's according to the Oliva website. And it's really, like I said, a wonderful, wonderful cigar. Just a quote from from Cigar Aficionado, I believe. It says, "This attractive, oily torpedo is full of dynamic nut, wood, and sweet cedar flavors that frame a substantial leather core. The finish is long and rich, tasty, and complex." Certainly couldn't have said it any better than that. And like I mentioned, you get a lot of opportunities to try it in different formats. I'm folding up it's something that I do actually. I kind of missed that on there while I was reading, but I kind of fold up my cellophane cigar wrappers. I don't know if it's a nervous habit, but I noticed that pretty much no one else that I smoke with ever does it, so maybe it is a nervous habit. But it is just something that I do like to kind of fold it up into a little package, and then it's a little easier to get rid of. But this cigar really has, a really nice profile, complex. The cylinder-shaped cigars, the normal shaped cigar is called a Parejo. And like I mentioned, the Figurado is a general term that covers torpedoes, perfectos, bellicosos, even, and actually another option that you have with the Serie V is a diadema, which is a figurado, but really that one, that particular one, I have seen at Cigars International. I didn't see it on the Oliva site, but at Cigars International, I've seen that, and I've been waiting to try to get that on sale. You may have heard me admit that I'm a little bit of a cheapskate, but that is a 5 1/8 by 46, so it's closer to the Corona size, but it's got a nice finish at the bottom, a nice. It comes to a taper at the foot, and so you'll get a little more flavor of the wrapper, which is something that I enjoy experiencing when I'm smoking cigars. So that's another size, and like I said, I have only seen that at Cigars International. Not that I do a lot of shopping for cigars, but it was not listed on the Oliva site, so it might be an exclusive wrap for Cigars International. And I'm really enjoying the body of this cigar. It kind of has like I'm getting good smoke from it. Typically, I would get better smoke from it. I've had a couple of these, and this one is, like I said, a little tighter draw, but it's really giving me like that nice, like it mentioned, that lingering finish. Really good flavors, and just a really nice experience, this cigar. So I would highly recommend it, and hopefully I'm successful with my long ash. As you can see, it's about 1 inch right there. Typically I would have tapped the ash off by now, but since I'm doing this for you, hopefully you enjoy it. It's a fun thing to do. If you're a cigar smoker, please let me know if you've had some fun with long ash competitions with your buddies or just with yourself. Typically, it's just a fun thing. Just a fun thing that we get to do. Men, we have very simple ways that we make fun. I remember growing up as a kid, there was always a game that you created. If someone had a ball, if someone had anything, we would try to make a game of it. And there I am showing off my long ash. In Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, it says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." I always want to encourage you with scripture that brings peace and comfort to your heart. And it is important for you to know that God is for you and not against you. No matter what you've done in your life, He is filled with mercy and grace. And if you call on Him, He will be there to strengthen you and to help you and to hold you up with His victorious right hand. That's the important thing to remember in the midst of our trials and tough times in our lives. We can rely on His ability to bring us victory. And so I pray that you experience that in your life. Just call on Him. He's an ever-present help in time of need. As I've mentioned before, you can release the smoke out of the sides of your mouth for different flavors. Sometimes you'll notice me doing a bridge or retrohale out my nose, but that is not being inhaled, so I encourage you to never inhale a cigar. You might have noticed that I'm also enjoying a beverage. It is the San Pellegrino Limonada. A very citrusy, maybe bitter flavor, lemon soda. It's got sugar in it, but probably not as much as a Coke. And boy, that ash is really growing. Very satisfied with it, although I'm risking now touching it up a little bit just because I'm a little OCD and I want it to look perfect. But doing a long ash and touching it up is not always recommended unless it's really canoeing. But this was not. It was really coming along nicely. A fellow patron has sat down next to me, and I'm trying to not look so conspicuous. I think I mentioned that I'm doing a long ash competition. And he's probably wondering who my competition is, since I'm sitting there alone. And the risk, of course, when you're doing a long ash cigar is that you get a lap filled with tobacco ash, which is not always fun. Actually, can safely say it's never fun. But I think we are coming to a close right here. I'm going to show you that ash again. And shortly, I will be finally tapping this ash to not risk a mess. Hopefully you are cheering for me to keep that going. Of course, if you're in competition, you're hoping that your competitor gets a lap full of ash. Again, something that men appreciate, little joys and victories in life. Really wonderful opportunity at the Cigar Lounge to just enjoy a smoke and some camaraderie with like-minded men. Typically, once in a while there is a woman in our midst, but it's mostly guys, and it's just a really nice opportunity to talk about sports and the weather and everything else that's going on in the world. We try to stay off some topics so that we're all in relative agreement. Well, there it is. It is, I would venture to guess, about 2 inches long, maybe a little longer. But it's at least a full third, if not a third and a half of the cigar. Started at 6 inch. And I don't know, we can tell everybody. We can call it like a fish story. Yeah, I see that little bend in the ash, and so I think I'm going to take one more puff here. And I think we're going to let it go right here. Giving you the full view. The Oliva Serie V. Again, good to choose a good quality cigar if you're going to try a long ash. Typically, they'll burn nice and white and keep going strong. So we had a little fun today with cigars. There's not many competitions that you can do with a cigar, but the long ash is one that pretty much everyone that I know has done at one time or another. Definitely enjoyed this smoke. I really enjoy the Oliva factory in general, but this Serie V is a special cigar, and it is renowned in the industry and among cigar smokers. I would recommend, if you have an opportunity, to grab an Oliva Serie V, whether the natural, the Maduro, or the Melania, or the Millennium Maduro. There are plenty of blends and sizes. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time.